tonight's guest is apparently a vital member of the Saracens Rugby Club.
Yeah, better known for his sharp comments and brutal critiques. It's only the fabulous Revel Horwood!
Good to see you, Craig.
I love a bit of swivel.
Come and take
Oh, my word. It's gorgeous to be here.
Oh,
sit
looking
yourself down.
amazing.
Blue and
Wow.
green should never be seen, darling,
Well, it works
without
on you,
me in
Craig.
between. So do what?
But
There
what's
you
all this
are.
talk about an unlikely connection that you've got with
Well, it is a little bit
rugby?
unlikely. I know you wouldn't think of me as a wonderful mascot for a rugby club, would you? But every time I've turned up at Saracens, they've always won. So now I keep getting invited back by Nigel and
Right.
his lovely wife, Linda.
I know you're
Great.
a big fan of rugby. Do you know what's going
Well,
on?
it's the only game I could actually sort of get a handle on in my hometown of Ballarat.
yeah,
Because, of course, in Australia we call football soccer.
Yeah.
I've always,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And so rugby was the only thing, really, that I knew the rules of. So I do actually understand what's going on.
What
And plus, I
position were
do
you
like all
then?
the tackling.
Yes.
I like a scrum, darling. I like the fact sometimes they might lose their shorts, you know. All of that. We're not live. That can be edited
Oh,
out.
don't even worry about a thing. Let's rewind the clock back to not so long ago, actually, and Mike Bushell making it through to another week. Mike,
I know.
He's
Yeah.
doing
Bless
so
him.
well at the minute.
I mean, he's his Charleston. You were saying you loved a swivel on the way in.
Yeah,
and
well,
he was
what's
doing all
great
right there.
is he works so hard and he's determined to get it right. And I think
Yeah.
that is, you know, the key thing.
Yes.
And he got that dance which actually suits him. I mean, he's been very lucky in the last 2 weeks. He's had dancers that really suited his body type and personality.
But there have been a lot of comments, haven't there, that he should have potentially gone instead of Emma. What do you think
I
about
think
that?
that's
It's just
complete
all-
rubbish. That's
yeah.
just people who know nothing about dance saying that sort of thing. You know, people at home are allowed to vote, obviously, and I encourage them to vote because then people won't get put in the bottom two.
That's the thing, yeah.
That's generally not up to us. Look at Anne Widdecombe. She got to week 11 and she was always at the bottom of the leaderboard, darling.
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
without a doubt. But the great British public kept saving her. So,
Yeah.
at home, darlings, if you're watching, get voting.
Yeah.
It is
well
true.
said.
Well,
It
somebody
really-
who will be watching from home is Emma. I mean, she was absolutely gutted. I mean,
She wasn't happy,
totally,
was
like,
she?
it's like a world had
Yeah.
ended there.
I know, it happens to the best of us, darling. But, you know, there's not... What can you do?
Well, yeah.
You either get a good dance on the dance-off or you don't. And unfortunately,
for her,
for
wasn't
us, it was difficult because she loves the show.
Yeah.
And, look, I love Ali Ash, I love Emma. You know, it's not about my love for these people. I'm not there to love, nurture and embrace them. I'm there to put a judge's hat on and say what I think is right on the night. And we can only vote not in the past and not in the future, only on what we see that night. And
Yeah.
that is the most important thing. And
Very
we
well
vote
said.
technically, not with our hearts. You know, we're not... Just because I'm in love with someone doesn't mean I'm going to push them
No.
through. So, you know, it is what they dance on the night.
Yeah.
I know that all too
Yeah,
well.
you've been there.
He gave me a 6 once.
Yeah, but
We're going to move on.
You got some very
Let's
good.
get a bit
You got
tasty.
some very good scores, I think. Yeah, 6. Well, that was probably overmarked by 2.
Oh, right. We've got to leave that there. We'll leave that there. Tonight, we are going deep into the woods. Not only have we got Craig Revel Horwood, but we've also got Dom Littlewood. Find out why Dom's being tasered later on in the show.
Yeah, look at this, look. Mate,
He looks in so much pain.
I could have done with that when he gave me that 6. Anyway.
You could have done with tasering me, I expect.
Now then, Craig, obviously millions tune in week after week after week to see you keeping these Strictly contestants very much in check with your sharp comments and your acerbic wit.
But we think we may have found someone that even you would have a problem at keeping in line. It's a not-so-great Dane called Luna.
Now, Craig, actually, all dogs out there should beware, especially on Halloween night, if your costume is anything
Oh, yeah.
like that. Well, DeVille.
Look at
I was
that.
loving that.
You
I was
look
loving myself
fantastic.
sick, darling, in that outfit. I loved
did you
it.
come
I was
up
going to
with?
wear it today, but then I saw that you had that dog thing, and I thought it'd be inappropriate. You know.
But to be fair,
like
I
a
mean,
good
you are a
night.
dog lover, and you have,
I am.
you actually have used a dog.
Yeah,
trainer in
because
the past.
well, we got a dog. My ex-boyfriend and I got a dog from Battersea Dogs home, which was great, you know, but untrained, and it was a King Charles Cavalier, and of course, I could not control that dog at all. You know, I was saying all the wrong things. So, I mean, I think what you've got to do, we did get a dog trainer in, and then what you've got to do is just persevere, increment by increment, and have some patience, you know, as well. I think that's the key. And plus, you need to be there all the time.
You do. You've got to be in tune with their natural
instincts. Yeah, you have to be. Yeah, absolutely. So I went wrong, and it's not the dog's fault. But could I get it to retrieve anything? No, darling. It wouldn't listen to me.
Oh, well. Right, Craig, let's talk about your tour.
Oh, yes.
Starting next year, all balls and glitter.
Well, I'm really excited. It's based on my trilogy of books, of course, All Balls and Glitter. And that was the first one that I wrote. And it's all about singing and about dancing and about telling anecdotes. And I've never done this before. It's a new thing, I think, for the audience at home because they're so used to me, literally two-dimensional me holding paddles from 1 to 4. 8, if you're lucky.
If you're really lucky.
But they only see me as that character. And there's so much more to me and my life. And I just want to not prove anything, but just do what I love doing. And I love performing. I do panto. I did Miss Hannigan, of course, as well.
We've got that moment of you playing Miss Hannigan. Here you are.
I absolutely loved playing this role because not only is she a beautiful woman, I mean, obviously I'm representing her like a supermodel there.
That's you on we should just point out
that's me
for everyone,
with the fakeys, darling. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, to be fair, the shuffle ball changes are a bit loose and the armography's dreadful.
Yeah. Well.
I waited to say that all
darling,
night.
yeah, but she just downed, you have to remember the story, she just downed 3 pints of gin.
There we are.
So, you know,
I have to say as well, I mean, it is quite remarkable you dancing like that because you have had a couple of hip operations too.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, both hips have been replaced, but I'm now much better, titanium, and it was far more painful doing that particular dance without the operation. You know, once I'd had the operation and I came back this year to do the 3 months, it was like performing without pain. It was amazing. It was the first time I wasn't on painkillers and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So it was brilliant.
Now, also on the tour, you talk about the highs and lows of Strictly, you know, the good moments, the slightly worse moments. How would this particular moment feature?
I slightly was distracted with the wig, I have to say, and the fake teeth that you have in.
Woof, woof,
but I did think
they're all my own, dear.
Sorry, they're all his own teeth. Just clarified that. My teeth.
They're not fake.
They're not fake.
They're his real teeth.
Slightly embarrassing.
I'm sorry, Craig. At least I made a national apology.
You did, you know what?
I mean, I was mortified.
Knowing you as I do, yes. I mean, you know, you appear to be Mr. Nasty on the telly, but actually, I bet you were heartbroken.
I was mortified because, of course, I've known Anton, you know, since Series 1 in the May of 2004. 16 years, and it's just... I can't believe I made that mistake. But I blame it on the wig, the glasses, and the fact you're doing that the whole time. You know,
so you're going to be up there on stage, on your own.
Yeah,
then,
I can't wait.
Away
singing, doing a little bit of a tap dance here and there, telling stories, you know, lots of fun stuff. Also some poignant stuff, you know, because my father I want to talk about, and there's a reason why I'm going to do some songs in the show, because he loves some songs. And when he died, My Way, I really want to do. And that's to pay homage not only to him, but to all the things, you know, like the pantos that I've sung that in, and all the people, you know, delighted or not thrilled, you know, but I'm really looking forward to doing it and getting out there by myself and being sort of actually me on stage, where people can actually see me and not that nasty judge that I actually sort of have to be. You know, I'm forced to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, within myself.
I will second that. Really, he's not like that.
Tickets for Craig's debut national tour, All Balls and Glitter, you're going all around the country, are on sale now. Please welcome Officer Dom Littlewood.
Dom, look at you.
Look at you.
I mean, Dom does America quite literally. I mean, how is this thing working?
It's amazing. I step into the shoes of 10 law enforcement officers and I try out their roles. I've got to do what they do for 24 hours.
All right, so there's 10 programmes in all then?
10. Right. There's only one that's not an officer, and that's when I'm actually a cowboy on a massive ranch in Austin.
Right.
It's an amazing programme. It's very fresh and very exciting. There's lots goes on.
So what are you dressed as here then? And what was the...
I was a jail warden in the first episode that's going out next Monday on the 11th.
Oh, yeah.
And they threw me into a jail. I mean, the jail's full of murderers and all sorts, and I had to become an officer for 24 hours. And you have to go through all that training and do the searches and the pat-downs.
And how much of an eye-opener was it for you then?
It was
What did
massive.
you see?
I saw things which I wouldn't want to repeat, some of them, but, you know, there's some people in there who are very, very scary. And they showed me a video just before I was initiated as the guard. And this was one guard who, what they say, he didn't have his head on a swivel. And some inmates caught him off guard, got behind him and tried to strangle him and stab his eyes with a pencil. In literally in a blink of an eyelid, so you had to be on your toes all the time.
And you experienced some things that you probably wouldn't want to experience again. I mean, getting tasered, Dom.
They call that the lightning ride, and I did the full lightning ride.
That is something else.
It's 5 seconds of 50,000 volts.
Oof. Jeez.
So this was what, 24 hours in the life of a police officer then?
That was a police officer, yeah.
Okay.
I did lots of different roles.
You did a cowboy, you were out on a ranch. How was that one?
That was probably the physically the hardest one I did.
Right.
And I did some things there which I never thought I'd be doing in my life. You need to watch the programme to see it, but, you know, some shocking things there as a cowboy.
Right. Yeah.
Paramedic, that was a bit distressing for me. Didn't really like that, but I was a firefighter. I got lots
You've done it all, haven't you?
Oh, everything, yeah. Coast Guard, Marshal.
Do you think you could show us a bit of what you've learnt over the series?
Oh, yeah, while you're dressed like
Let's
that,
have a
maybe.
little
Well, there's two
bit of a
things I
demo.
learned. How to pat down a prisoner, and also how to do a sobriety check on somebody who might have been drinking. Craig, will you be my assistant here?
Well, it depends.
Come on!
Oh, give him a
Come
pat
on!
down.
I know Debbie McGee, darling.
Get up here! Right,
What are you going to do to me?
I'm doing a pat down on you, Revel Horwood. Now, part your legs.
Oh, darling. That's
Keep
easy.
your hands on those walls. You've got to keep your hands up so you can't tap me. Part them, wider, me belts forth. Now, I've got to check everything here. Belts forward. Right.
Sorry, Kev.
I've got to keep a grip all the time.
I didn't put my jockstrap on today.
Oh, my good Lord.
How deep did you have to go for this job?
I went deep. I went very, very deep. It was quite shocking.
Is it really that rough?
It's very rough. It is that rough. Take a seat. Me
Well
belt
done,
forward.
Craig.
Well,
Tremendous. Well, you popped your belt off for good reason. There we are.
really going for it
The
there.
sobriety test was a funny one.
Go on.
If they suspect you've been drinking, they don't give you a breathalyzer. You have to, they call it DUI, driving under the influence. You have to do a check, to sort of check that you're compos mentis. The first one is a verbal check. So they'll say to you, we're going to give you a sentence. We want you to repeat the sentence 3 times verbatim. Let's do it.
Okay.
I would like you to say, I'm sorry, Matt, for giving you a 6, and Dominic for giving you a 4 in Strictly Come Dancing. I made a mistake, and I should have given you a higher score. Go!
I'm just sorry. 10.
Thank you.
As long as you don't pat me down again, darling, I'll be very happy.
Thank you. Officer Littlewood. Dom Does America starts next Monday morning. It's on at 9:15 right here on BBC One.
I cannot wait to see this. I can't.
I don't see as many learner drivers on the roads these days. I don't know what that is. But anyway, you passed your test quite late in life, didn't you? Thanks to a classic car.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I bought a Triumph Stag, and I didn't have my driving licence. So while it was being done up, I decided to get my licence, and that was 8 years ago. Yeah.
Right.
Does it make you a bit more compassionate to learner drivers then, because you've passed your test a bit later on?
Well, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I didn't... The only experience I had was learning in London, you know, where I nearly ran into a double-decker bus because I wasn't checking. I mean, I had a few disasters, I've got to be
At
honest.
least you won't get over 10 mile an hour in London, though, will you?
Well, no, that's true. And that's what I liked
You look
about
brilliant.
it.
It's like watching the Dukes of Hazzard. Here we go.
I sort of
Right,
fancy
guys.
you in that outfit.
You do look handsome. He does. That is nearly it for tonight. But just before we go, tomorrow Emma Bunting will be adding some spice to to our Tuesday, she makes her bid for the much-coveted Christmas #1 spot.
Yes, and we're going to give you the chance to be our guest announcer and introduce Emma. So please send us a video of yourself introducing Emma in the most creative way possible. Be a good sport, nothing too posh or scary. Send them in to the usual address.
Craig, Officer Dom, thank you so much.
Cheers all.
See you.